So we have the man, the myth, the moron, Mr. Stephan Stearns, right? And we've been covering a bunch of his friends throughout the week, and we come to friend Josh. Now, Josh is very interesting. I mean, he has part one and two. But this first part that I'm about to show you is Josh trying to come up with every excuse in the book to make Stephan the innocent one. Maybe this, or maybe that, or maybe this. And then suddenly he does like a 360 and then he starts thinking, well, yeah, maybe he could have done this. Maybe he was part of a threesome. What? No, exactly. He has these thoughts that could have been happening. Maybe Madeline was a part of their little. It's disgusting, bro. But anyway, so we're gonna have the friend give you his opinions on Stephan Stern. But all I'm gonna say is if you had that imagination of what was going on between the two of them, why the fuck didn't you tell anybody? You know? Why didn't you say something? If that's even a possibility in your mind. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and check this out. I hope you guys enjoy it, man. He reveals a lot of information about Stephan Stearns, even to the point where he explains how he lived with Stephan Stearns for a while with his parents. Grown men in their 30s living together like it's a sleepover. I don't want this intro to be too long. Let's get straight into it.
Stephan, start at the beginning. I moved from Texas to California with my mom when I was 16. So we were like in the car on my 16th birthday. Started school in California there, and one of my first days in computer class, he sat next to me. And we got to talking, and he smoked pot, and I smoked pot, and we decided we were going to go smoke some pot. And
So I'm starting to understand that this is how he probably meets all his friends. I don't know, but let's continue.
We just kind of were attached at the hip after that. We went everywhere together, did everything together, until when he moved to Florida. That's when there was some separation there. Him and his family moved to Florida, and I was missing him. He was gone for a few weeks, and decided I was going to go visit. So I got a plane ticket, went out there to visit. I ended up meeting a girl, which he had introduced me to. He had met her first. But I ended up moving to Florida and moving in with him and his parents. And
oh wow, what the fuck? Hold on, I have a few questions for our guy. You moved in and lived with him? No offense, but this guy seems like a weirdo. No, that was my first red flag right the fuck there. You hold on. Because if you're attached to the hip with somebody, that means you know them really well, right? What's the name of this guy? Josh. Okay.
From Texas to California with my mom when I was 6 with him, and he lived in Wisconsin, and I went to visit them. Went to visit my dad in Wisconsin and meet him, and then came back to Florida. And when I got back to Florida, I was informed that I was no longer welcome at the house. That I was this druggy kid, and I was a bad influence on everybody around me. And his mom had purchased me a plane ticket to go. I forget, it was his mom or my girlfriend at the time's mom had purchased me a plane ticket to go back to my dad's house and live with him. And that's what happened. And since then, we've had, not a whole lot of interaction. I'd say we've talked to here and there a few times a year. Hey, how you doing? A few years ago, I'd say about years ago-ish. No, it was a little after that I had opened my shop. I opened a video game store, and I had reached out to him and was like, hey, you want to come work with me? My employees suck. So this was, I was, 30? The story of him stabbing the guy,
Mm-hmm.
that was prior to me as well, because I also heard that story, but it wasn't just from his mom. It was, his mom, his our friend group, the girl that it happened with, I knew, so that was a true story, right? As far as I know.
Well, that's interesting, because the guy that I interviewed yesterday, he said he doesn't believe the story because his mom was good friends with his mom, and he never heard it. But maybe the mom never told him. We don't know.
Yeah, no, that's interesting to me, because I know several people who knew this story, and one of them that was there.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe then the individual I was speaking to yesterday, I think Ryan, he just didn't believe it, but he doesn't have, he wouldn't know for certain if it happened or not. Okay.
At first I didn't believe it either, but when you have several other people that tell you the same story and what happened, it all comes together.
Okay, makes sense.
But as far as from my perspective, Stephan has always been protective of his friends, his family, and that's what that was to me. That was, this drunk dude is approaching I don't even think it was his girlfriend at the time, because there's a huge backstory with all of that. But was approaching her, and he defended her, and that's what that scenario was. Yeah, he was the kind of kid that had pocket knives, and that's the group we were in. We were not the good kids. Yeah. I opened my own video game store here in Colorado, and he had told me that he was not working and needed work, and I was like, dude, come here, please come here. My employees are not great. I need help. And then he told me, finances for me to come there doesn't look so great, and I don't know how I would cover these expenses, and my dad said this, and all these, it just seemed like just excuses to stay where he was. But shortly after that, he did end up coming to visit. Him and Jenn had come out here to visit, and we hung out for a few days and took him on a couple drives around the area. And
So how long has he known Jenn?
I'd say 8 years ish.
What?
Oh wow, 8 years. Okay.
Yeah, they've been together for a long time, and their relationship has always been like this on off, on again type relationship. So
he met her when her daughter was 5, and he's been terrorizing her ever since. Right? 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's crazy. He knew her for 8 years. So again, she had to know what he was all about. I mean, you talk to him, you have sex with them, you pick up their habits, you pick up their patterns. You literally can't even lie to someone anymore at that point of a relationship, because they know what you are. Even if they don't want to believe it, they know what you are. So yeah, she's part of it, bro. She's definitely part of it. I don't know if she hated her daughter. I don't know if she didn't care less. I don't know if she loved him more than her daughter. But yeah, it's not good.
For me, it's just been on, right?
Mm-hmm.
They never really, from my point of view, they never really separated. I've heard in the other interviews that he had moved out, and But even still, shortly after that,
And maybe this guy's not a creep. I did find him creepy at first, but I think he's just one of the friends who was maybe actually his friend. Like deep down, it's like, yeah, he would never do that. So he's trying to create excuses. Like, no, I believe the story that he stabbed that person, and they're always together. But I think he was a good guy. Like he's trying to make excuses for him. Does that make him a creep? I don't know. Probably not. But it does make you raise your eyebrow toward him. Like, all right, bro, you were real close with him, weren't you? Okay. All right, y'all were friends though. Y'all were real close. Cool. See, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna be thinking like, okay, interesting. What are you into? Do you like grown women, right? You like grown women? Okay. You like them past the age of 20? Okay. Just making sure. Does hair bother you? Does hair on a female bother you? No? Okay. All right, just checking. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Me and my ex-wife went to go visit them in Florida with my children as well. And we had a day at Disneyland. They took us to Disneyland, and we hung out all together at Disneyland that day. And that's before he had worked there. We've always been the nerdy kids, as far as like his Tamagotchi and Disney and
the third person to bring up his Tamagotchis. So everybody knows that this shit's weird. This is the third person to bring it up. Like, yeah, he even had like Tamagotchis. Those are pretty quirky, huh? Pretty quirky of him. He's just a gamer kid. No, you nor that man are kids, sir. You're not kids. We're just a bunch of gamer kids. You're a bunch of grown-ass men playing with Tamagotchis. Okay. Just in case you didn't realize.
His childlike things. To me, that's totally normal. I ran a video game store. Like everybody I know has that. I've got my collection of amiibos and video games, Pokemon cards, right? So that didn't seem weird to me at all. Right? But
yeah, I guess for like people that don't do that, it seems a little strange. But like that digital game that he has, those little hand control. I'm not sure what it's called again. I always forget the name of it. Tamagotchi. Yeah. I mean, it seems more like for kids or something.
So for me, that was for kids. 30, 40 years ago was when those first came out, and that's a collector's item.
Oh God, here we go.
Already, just because of what it is, it's a collector toy. Mm-hmm. So for him to have a little collection of that, it's childhood memorabilia. Same thing as my Pokemon card collection. Right?
I don't know. I just think Pokemon is more respected. It's like you could have the cards. You could make millions of dollars off of a card, so there's money involved in it. I just feel like Pokemon has more of an adult feel to it. Like everybody does Pokemon, or knows of. But when it comes down to Tamagotchis, that's literally for children. Like I know it's all for children. Pokemon is for children, but those things, bro, I clearly remember these little toys. You stop playing with these when you turn about 12 or 13. That's when that goes into the corner and gets nice and dusty. Forever. So the fact that he's still doing this is, I'm sorry, bro, that is a red flag.
Okay, that makes sense. Some people collect baseball cards, the Magic game, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering, which, I actually learned to play Magic the Gathering from Stephan.
When you look back now, do you see any things like, man, I saw that, but it didn't bother me then, but now it's a little bit strange?
No.
Okay, see? Bullshit. Bro, you're creepy. You're one of them. You're one of them, aren't you? You're one of them. Let me not even put that on his name. He might be a normal person with a beautiful life. Leave him alone, everybody. But he might be one of them. He might be.
It makes me question, my judge of character.
Well, he's obviously really good at tricking people, so you gotta I wouldn't blame yourself. I mean, every single person that I've interviewed, when they think back, they think, yeah, it was a little bit weird, but they're all friends with him.
Yeah.
Right? So they all judged him similarly. For example, the video that just played while we were interviewing here, the guy, he said he collected semen in little containers when he was like 13 years old, and then he said if women drink this, they'll get pregnant. So he would take it to school, and he told this friend that he put it in the drinks and stuff at school.
He probably did.
Stuff that was going on, but that was when he was like 13, right?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, Stacy, my drink was a little slimy today. I don't know what's with the consistency, but yeah, so me too, Stacy. Like my drink is slimy too. Yeah, that conversation was probably happening a lot that day. Just imagine that. Imagine that. And imagine he actually did that. Fuck me. Shit.
I don't know about that. That's seems like a real big stretch.
Well, no, that's the story that he said that he would tell him.
Right.
And he even laughed. He goes, "It sounds crazy." He goes, "It sounds crazy," but this is before you knew.
Like recently went through a divorce, and there was a point there where he had reached out to my ex, I guess hitting on her in some way, and she had told me about it, I guess trying to make me jealous, or I don't know, I don't remember if she told me about it or just posted it on like her Twitter or something, but talking to a friend about it, I'm like, he reached out to her, but at least that way I know that she's with someone with my kids that I know and trust, so I don't have to worry about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this was just this was 22.
Did he just say it was okay for him to go and fuck his girl? No. To go and fuck his ex-girl? Because at least that way his kids would be with someone that he knew? Did this man really say that? Who are you, sir? Show your face. No. What? I mean, I've had that conversation where it was like, when you die, would you be mad if your friend fucked your girlfriend? And we would have those stupid questions, right? This guy's answering the question without even being dead. He just got broken up with, and he's like, I wouldn't mind if it was my close friend knocking the coins out of my ex-girlfriend. I wouldn't mind that. At least someone's taking care of my kids. Nah, bro. Two of these men. He's one of them. Yep. He might have more of a cuck situation going on for him, but he's for sure one of them.
He had reached out to my ex, I guess hitting on her in some way, and she had told me about it.
He probably thinks this shit is hot because he's so fucked in the head. He probably thought that was hot. Like, oh, really? Maybe I can watch. Like, yeah, he's probably on that type of time. He on some demon time for sure.
Yes, trying to make me jealous, or I don't know. I don't remember if she told me about it or just posted it on like her Twitter or something. But talking to a friend about it, I'm like, he reached out to her, but at least that way.
At least that way. No, shut the fuck up. Go to sleep. Get up. Nah, Jesus.
I know that she's with someone with my kids that I know and trust, so I don't have to worry about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this was just
even the interviewer is like, I guess. I mean, just keep talking because I don't agree with you, but I'll just say, so that you keep talking. He's even taken aback. Shit.
This was 22. This was 2 years ago. When the supposed videos and stuff on his phone started happening.
Yeah. And it seems like 2 years ago is when, let's see if I can remember the timeline. They lived together, and then I think they broke up not long like 6 months later, but then he still lived in that room, he said. But I wonder if they ever really broke up while he was living there. I'm just wondering if he told people that. I don't know.
That seemed kind of odd to me as well, because I like I said, I had visited the house, right? And at first I was like, well, maybe they had moved since then, or, you know, but I have no idea.
I think these are photos from where they found her. But I'll probably come back with clearer photos. But I believe these are photos of them finding her.
My first instinct was, oh, well, I don't know for sure that he is with, or that they are in a relationship anymore, because we don't talk every day, right? So, you know, I went on to, the first time I heard about any of this was a picture popped up on my Facebook saying that Madeline was missing, posted from Jenn's Facebook. I was like, oh man, that they must be devastated. Like, you know, I wonder if there's anything I can do to help. Should I call? Like, I don't know. And then if my kid was missing, I wouldn't want my friend from out of state calling. Right? I'm busy. I'm doing something. Mm-hmm. Leave me alone. Right? So I just go by and I'm following the story, and they found her body dead. Or he was arrested, and they found her body. You know, when he was arrested, I'm like, oh man, Mike, I don't know what he's arrested for. They're saying that he's got these things on his phone, but that could be anything. Like, you know, I could go onto a porn site at some point, and there's you know, a link that goes down the wrong fucking path, and now that's on his phone. But you know, and then it comes out that was footage in the home, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on his phone.
Very unbelievable. Like, I'm trying to make up any type of, you know, try and make it make sense.
What's up, Anatola?
With who I know as Stephan, and it's just not jiving, right?
Yeah, they even have him on camera driving around with her in it. You know, he's right. Like, apparently she's not even alive in the shot that they're looking at. They don't believe she is, but he may have drugged her, and it looked like she was sleeping. I don't know. Did you ever meet Madeline? Did you ever meet Madeline?
What's up, Great Dane Mom?
Yes, while I was at the house that day, she was there. She had showed my kids how to, like, the VR game that they were playing, like Astrobot or whatever, and my kids were the one to play Astrobot. But so briefly, yeah.
Okay, so this guy has kids also. The one little saving grace for most of these guys is that they have a kid and a wife. Or maybe he had a wife at the time or a girlfriend at the time. I'm not sure. But that's the one little saving grace. So maybe somebody saw the good in them. And maybe they're not weird. But this friend in particular seems like he really was jiving with Stephan. Like, they were some close friends. And what happens when you're close friends? You tell each other things. How did you not know this guy was a weirdo?
Like, all the interactions you guys had, was it really, did you ever go hang out at a bar, or just you and him together going to do something, and he just seemed totally normal?
I mean, yeah, it absolutely totally normal. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, you were a friend where you'd go visit, even, you know.
Yeah, no, like, no anything. We partied, you know.
It sounds like he was able to compartmentalize.
What does partying mean? Do coke? We partied. In LA, that means they did some coke together. I don't know why he would even add that. Maybe he just means they partied, like, literally in general, they partied, but...
We partied, you know?
It sounds like he was able to compartmentalize.
Yeah, no, they probably would go drink and do coke.
You know, like, you literally probably were, or are, I don't know what you refer to yourself as, but like a friend, where he considered you a friend, but then he had this other version of himself, or he was always hiding his other version. But
possibly, yeah. You know, he did a real good job, if that's what it is. I mean, personally, I think there is a lot more to the story than we can put together at the moment. With, you know, Mom, and so when Jenn was here, she is not stable. She was all over the place.
Yeah.
1 minute, totally happy, laughing, joking. The next minute had to go outside to the car so that she could bawl her eyes out, and then come back in, totally happy, apologetic for it the whole time. She's super bipolar. Her meds aren't right,
Yeah, I had a girlfriend like that. Shit, it fucked me up. Nothing, shit. Nothing. What like the norm was for bullshit to be happening. When you run into stuff like that, it'll change you too. It'll change your personality also. So it's good to also get away from stuff like that because it brings you down. It really drags you down. It's unfortunate. This girl is a full-on psycho. You can see it, bro. I don't know what to tell y'all, but you can see it, man. And he's saying that she was a mess, crying happy. What do you think that does to your partner, having to deal with that at every single point of their lives? It's a lot.
Now, and Stephan, I've never known to lose his temper. He's always been very composed, even when someone is in his face, what are you gonna do about it, man? He's very calm. But the knuckle cracking in the videos, that is him all the time. He's always cracking his knuckles. It's just very I don't know, I guess I have more questions than answers. I still don't understand how the time frame of all of this works out. He was seen at 7:30 putting stuff in the dumpster, but he was supposed to have her in the car with him at 8:30, and then there's video surveillance of her at a church, which could not have been her.
They actually said that wasn't her. The law enforcement did in the press conference.
So who said that was her in the first place?
I think there was just people looking at the surveillance footage, and they were telling the mother, yeah, that could be her right there, and they just kind of ran with that. But law enforcement doesn't think it.
And then I just saw earlier that the mother never saw that footage. If I had seen that footage, I know my daughter, right? Mm-hmm. I know my son. I don't care if it's grainy. I know how they move. I know how they walk. I know how they sit, right? So the image that you have on your videos that says, is this Maddie? And it's pointing to the reflection in the glasses. Uh-huh. Nope, that's Jenn. Jenn had real short hair.
Oh, is she that little? She's tiny like that?
Yeah, she's tiny.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But even still, I can tell that, not even knowing her that well, I can for sure tell you that's the mom, right? And that's real grainy. So for her to be misidentified was weird. And then she was claimed to have been dropped off at 8:40.
Well, that's what. Yeah, he's claiming all those things. Law enforcement's just saying they have a witness that literally has his car at the location where her body was found.
Yeah.
That's how they found it. And they also have different surveillance shots of him dumping items, and then they see her in the car at one time and believe she was still alive, or not alive, was dead in the car at that time. Whatever you hear from him is likely not going to be true at this point. I mean, now that you know that he, on his camera himself, has his... They even described his private parts in the arrest warrant.
I saw that. I was like, oh, wow, that's real graphic. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that.
Oh, wow, that's real graphic. Bro, this is not your friend no more. He's a murderer. He's still taking this we'll free him once we figure this all out. It's been figured out, sir. It's been figured out.
I was too. I was like, I even commented. I said, yeah, it's probably the most graphic sounding probable cause or arrest warrant I've ever heard. I mean, you could have described it a little differently. What did you think of the mother of Stephan? His mother.
I was at their house every day before I basically lived with them in California and then moved in with them in Florida, left my mom's house with all my stuff and moved in with him and his parents in Florida.
What's with all these grown ass men living with their parents to go live with somebody else's parents? What is with that? Is that just like a nerd thing to do? Oh, I live with my mom still. And I'm not saying it's bad to live with your parents, pay the rent, help out, whatever. But these guys seem to not be doing anything to help out. They just living with mommy. Oh, your mommy's moving? Let me go live with you, with your mommy. I mean, I don't blame them for kicking him the fuck out. Like, why are you here, bro? Why are you here? This is your friend? Go get a house down the street. If you guys really want to be that much of friends, go get a job. Go pay some rent. Why the fuck are you here? Just saying. It's weird.
And they were just absolutely nice and normal seeming to you?
I wouldn't say normal. No. Is anybody normal? What is normal?
Yeah, what is?
Please, come on.
But you know,
he was weird as fuck.
I mean, there was one time where him and his mom had got like I forget what the instance was, why he was in trouble, but she had gotten, you know, angry to the point where she backhanded him, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, he took it, poof, and then kind of gave her this look like, really, Mom? Like, and then we left. We just walked out of the house, and you know, she was upset, and you need to come back right now, this, that, and the other, and we just stayed gone. And you know, my mom was let him come to my house for a couple days, and you know, didn't tell anybody that he was there.
Somebody go through his phone. Somebody go through this man's phone. Let's see what you be into. Let's check your internet browser history. Check on this man. You're going to be like, so was he normal at all? And he's like, well, you know, normal is a spectrum, sir. Who is actually normal? Like, sir, get the fuck out of here. You're not a philosopher. You did not cook right there. You're not that guy, bro. You made yourself sound like a dumbass. Who's actually normal, bro? Shut the
Right? Mm-hmm. Just to, you know, kind of distance them because of the physical interaction. Now, was that normal? Did that happen all the time? No. But you know, they did have a very aggressive relationship, I guess, but it always seemed kind of played.
Oh, Maria was in the Army? Stop playing. Okay, I see you. No, you were in the Navy. Wolfpack was in the Army. Shit. Shout out all my veterans, man.
Right? Like I would, they would be yelling at each other back and forth. Well, F you, and oh, well, F you back. Well, F you sideways. Oh, well, go yourself with the barbed wire, whatever. You know, they would just scream these things at each other, and you know, from an outside point of view, yeah, it's kind of funny. Like they're just going back and forth, and you know, it seemed harmless. Like they weren't like actually yelling at, like actually like mad at each other that way. Like that was just how they back and forth, right? And you know, his mom is very rough around the edges. Like she's she's racist. She's got a
she's racist.
Racist background, and you know there was actually one point where Stephan was dating a girl that had dark skin, and his mom had an issue with that at first, and kind of got over that, and she. I don't know.
When she realized that she shits and pisses just like her, she's like, "Oh wow, we might have something in common." Shit, man. Anyways, continuing.
Like her racism toned down a whole lot after that relationship. The next time I had seen her, she was not, you know, nearly as belligerent about her. As far as I know, she was a drill instructor, and so she always carried herself with
a racist drill instructor. Shit. Fuck me, right? Damn. Don't let her pull you over in this skin. Shit, I'm in the wrong fucking skin. Damn it. I'm about to get fucked up. Fuck. I'm black. Yeah, people are stupid, bro.
Yeah. I'm in charge kind of personality.
The last guy, he said that she would even buy him like Hustler magazine for him.
That seems odd to me too. Like,
You know, I've never seen a Hustler magazine, and I low-key want to... Hold on, let me search one. Let me see if it's crazy. Is Hustler like a workout magazine, or is it strictly corn? Yeah, let me not do that. It wasn't nothing naked, but it was just like bikinis and shit. Sickness runs through her family, I guess. I guess so. So it's raunchy. Okay, so it's not like actual porn. Oh, it is. It's okay. So I guess I just wasn't in that. I wasn't in that era of that type of shit because I don't know.
There was never a point where it seemed like his mom condoned any of his negative behavior. Right? So, like...
No, I know about Playboys. I just didn't... I never ran across a Hustler magazine. Never came across one.
Because I think I left off like right near that part when I was listening to it before the phone call. And that caught me as odd too. I was like, wow. The way I hear that is Stephan got the magazine on his own and wanted to like praise his mom or make his friend think that his mom was cool like that and bought him this magazine.
Yeah, it could be.
Kind of thing. I don't see Deb doing that.
Yeah, I guess he has no first-hand knowledge, I guess, of her handing him the porn. Yeah, like he didn't see her do that. He just heard him say that. Yeah, that makes sense.
I did hear in one of the other interviews that he always liked to present himself as, you know, the alpha male in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can agree with that. That, you know, he did always want to...
One thing I will say, that this guy is definitely a real friend, regardless on how negative it makes him look, because he's defending every single aspect of Stephan. Every single aspect. And he has an answer for it. And I mean, I guess you could call him a good friend, bro. At what cost? I don't know. But I guess he's a good friend. Fuck.
Portray that, you know, he's better than you. And, you know, he knows karate or whatever. I think he was got a black belt in karate. He was in a karate at some point. And people would ask me, "Oh, you're not scared of him?" I'm like, no, I'm not scared of him.
No, karate people
like,
can't fight.
I don't think he's going to do anything.
You ever see somebody use karate against somebody who wasn't using karate? Okay, we're going to come back to his friend Josh. I'm going to quickly post up the snippets that we did today. And I do have some more Tiffany Henyard coming, so I need to get off of here on time. So stay tuned, folks. Until then, you already know the deal. Stay inside, stay safe. If you're outside, stay dangerous. I'll see you guys later. I'm out of here.